Hi, and welcome to Ajili Steph, your favorite female football podcast. So there's a lot of things to talk about this week. The local leagues, fans returning to the stadium in England, the sudden death of Maradona, and a whole lot more. But before we go into the details, don't forget to follow all our social media handles to Ajili Steph. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave your comments and let me know what you guys think. So let's start with some of the news from the local leagues. So you know how Ghanaians have been advocating for local coaches to take over some of the teams in the local leagues. Finally, it's coming into life. So we know for a fact that the Legon City FC was being coached by a white man. Coach Guran was sacked after the Legon City FC lost to Olympics by 3-0. And the person who is taking over the team now is Bashir Hayford. And he's coached Asante Kotoko before, he's coached Ash Gold before, he's coached the Black Queens before, and his recent team that he coached before taking over this job was a Somalian national team. So how is he going to propel this team into victory? We know for a fact that Legon City FC have a lot of money. So we'll see if that money will be put into good use as the guy takes over the team in hopes of making the team a better place. So let's now move into the Champions League games that were played this week. And there were lots of interesting results and then a couple of surprising ones as well. So we know for a fact that a couple of teams have moved on to the round of 16 after winning their games this week. Chelsea, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, and then a couple of other teams as well. Now with these week's games, right, the ones that I would really want to focus my attention on, Liverpool-Atalanta game, and then the Inter Milan and then Real Madrid game. So we know for a fact that Liverpool lost by 2-0 against Atalanta, and Inter Milan also lost by 2-0 against Real Madrid. So what is the main issue, or what do I think happened in these games? So for starters, let's look at Liverpool. So we know for a fact that Liverpool have a lot of injury issues and injury concerns, and then some of the players also tested positive for the coronavirus. So you could say that because Klopp doesn't have his best players on the field, that cost them the defeat against Atalanta. But then as it stands now, the Liverpool group is very open and anything can happen. Anyone can qualify. Looking at the fact that Ajax also won their match by 3-0. So anyone can qualify out of the group. So we'll see who is going to end at the top of the table. And when it comes to the Inter Milan and then the Real Madrid game, I feel like Inter Milan has a lot of issues, starting with the coach himself, because Antonio Conte has won as many Champions League games as he's lost. So he's won 11 Champions League games and he's lost 11 Champions League games as well. Let's not forget, Inter Milan is full of old men. So could that be the reason why they have issues in the team? And also, Arturo Vidal let down his team big time by going into the referee the way he did, and then he eventually got a red card which sent him off the field. So he became 10 against 11, and that could also have been a reason why they lost. So those are like the important games and then what I think I observed during this week's round of games from the Champions League. So there's some interesting news coming from England. And then the news, I know, is going to make a couple of people excited, but then it has a twist to it. So the news is that fans will be allowed into the stadiums. And it's not every stadium that fans could be allowed into. So then for now, I think Arsenal will be the first team that will welcome fans into their stadium. So Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea can welcome fans into their stadium. I think 2,000 to 4,000 fans in the stadium. And teams like Manchester United, Leicester, I think Newcastle, Leeds are not going to be welcoming fans now. And it's going to change eventually, but then we don't know when that is going to happen. But then there are 3 rules to fans entering the stadium in England. And the first thing is no singing. Second thing is no shouting. Third thing is no alcohol. So what is the essence of going into the stadium if you can't sing, if you can't shout? It's still the same thing as sitting at home and then watching the games on TV. So I don't know the reason for this initiative, but then it's still back to square one. It's of no use. So that is my opinion. So then fans are going back into the stadium. That is the latest from the English Premier League. So FIFA has brought out its list of nominees for the various awards. So in the best football player category, when it comes to the men, there's Lewandowski, there's Cristiano Ronaldo, there's Lionel Messi, there's Thiago Alcantara, there's De Bruyne, there's Mane, there's Salah, there's Van Dijk. And I think a couple of other people, yes, Mbappe and then Neymar. And for the best FIFA coach category, there's Bielsa, Hans-Dieter Flick, Julian Lopetegui, and there's also Jurgen Klopp and then Zidane. And then when it comes to the goalkeepers category, there's Manuel Neuer, there's Courtois, there's Alisson, there's Ter Stegen, and then I think there's also Navas. Yes, so then there's also Navas. So then those are the nominees for the various awards that FIFA has to give this year. So let's take a look at some of the fixtures that are happening in the various leagues across the world. But then before we do, don't forget to follow all our social media handles at Steph. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave your comments and let me know what you guys think. So let's start with the Ghana Premier League this weekend. So in the Ghana Premier League, Legon City is playing against Mediama. Liberty Professionals are at home to 11 Wonders. Asante Kotoko are at home to Great Olympics. Wafa is at home to Elmina Sharks. Ebusiana Dwarfs is at home to Brekum Chelsea. Adriana Stars is at home to Bechem United. Karela FC is at home to Dreams. And Hearts of Oak are away to Inter Allies. So those are the games in the Ghana Premier League this weekend. In the English Premier League this weekend, Crystal Palace are at home to Newcastle. Liverpool are away to Brighton. Burnley are away to Manchester City. Everton are at home to Leeds. West Brom are at home to Sheffield United. Southampton are at home to Manchester United. Arsenal are at home to Wolves. Leicester City are at home to Fulham. West Ham is at home to Aston Villa. And the biggest event or the biggest game of that week is the Chelsea versus Spurs game. So Spurs are away to Chelsea. We'll see who's going to win on Sunday. Is Lampard against Mourinho. So we'll see who is going to discipline who, if Mourinho will be able to continue what he's doing with the Spurs team now, or if Lampard is going to continue with what he's doing with his Chelsea team. Obviously almost close to his perfect starting 11. So we'll see how those games are going to go this weekend. The football world has lost a great legend, Diego Armando Maradona, who had a very good career playing for teams such as Barcelona, Napoli and then Sevilla. Now in Napoli, he played 256 games, scoring 115 goals. He also propelled his national team to win the Mexico 86 World Cup. Now, looking at the fact that he had a good career, in the latter stages, he had issues with drugs, which brought his career to a standstill. But it doesn't take away the fact that Maradona would always be a legend, an icon people look up to, and will always be a role model for the young and then the old who love the game. In memory of the great legend, Steph put together a short memorial to celebrate the life of the Argentine legend. So before we end this podcast, we've looked at the upcoming games. We've also looked at the fans returning to the stadiums in England. We've also looked at the Champions League, and then we've looked at the FIFA awards that is upcoming. So we know for a fact that this week there are games, right? And then most of you are going to be betting. Obronya scan, is it intact, or you bet again and then wait for Europa to come? Sports Betty is waiting for you. Don't forget to follow all our social media handles of Steph. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to leave your comments and let me know what you guys think. #A girl can love football.